Hey, my name is Travis Chansey. I'm an ambassador of Actionable Insights, and I'm here at the event here with Race the Machines, and I'm very excited to be here at Salt Lake. And I was here meeting Lisa Maloney, first time I've ever met her, and I wanted to learn more about Boxwell. And here's Mark Watley with Actionable Insights. And what is Boxwell?
Well, we are a manufacturer of portable storage containers that are completely customized to fit your needs, and so they work really well for the restoration industries because they're watertight, they're weather tight, they're easy to clean out, and you can completely customize them with your corporate logos. And Mark here is a customer of ours, and so you utilize our containers. What do you think, or do you have any opinions?
Yeah, I think that they're far superior to anything else we've used. I mean, going back to when Boxwell was getting fired up, you were working with one of our brand's emergency storage, and one of the things that we found very unique is you guys proved to be a partner from the outset. So we were giving you guys specifications, you guys were flying around, gathering those resources, gathering those specs, and you guys made it happen. So this container, it's built to spec for restoration. I mean, really, it's built for us, Travis, you and I as operators. The way it's ventilated, the way that we can power wash it down. You guys are doing big fire losses now, right?
Yeah, I mean the containers are pretty important to the whole process.
They are, but certainly like the old shipping containers, like some folks are using that when Seth and I are out there doing training. A lot of these states are still using like containers. They're like wildly heavy. You can't wash them down without them rusting, right? They're not nearly as secure.
Yeah.
They're much more difficult to move around on our Hino trucks, right? These are the right weight. And you got to remember, like, it's not just the weight of the container itself. A lot of times we're moving them around heavy, right? So you don't want the container to be 3 tons in and of itself. So you guys really struck the right balance between security and like usability. So this is what's lost in like all the other containers that we've seen. And there's some unique features that we asked for and you guys executed against. One thing that used to drive us nuts with the old ones, the rolling door, right? You ever like load your contents in there and the rolling door?
Yeah.
It's like hammering into it. So you lose like probably 30% of your storage because that rolling door is in the way. With the Boxwell, it's got the barn doors. That's what you guys call them, right?
Yeah, the double swing barn doors.
Yeah, the double swing barn doors. So you can just pack your, emergency pack out boxes all the way up to the ceiling, close those doors, put the disc lock on it, and you're good to go. There's a new line item for that, by the way.
That's awesome. Thank you. You're always doing it for us, aren't you?
We're working on it. But yeah, this one, as it relates to Exact, it's a lot more favorable for the contractor.
Yes.
So if you're billing for a cargo container, you're really doing probably your policyholder a disservice and your bottom line.
Right.
So a moving container, much more attractive than a cargo container for the monthly rental fee.
Oh yeah.
So that's something to keep an eye out for. We spent quite a bit of time working with you guys, but developing the insight sheet database around various scenarios for dropping these containers. But it gives us a lot of flexibility. A lot of times we're leaving these on site, right? And a residential environment, dropping them right there in the driveway, good to go. Yeah. But we're also bringing them back to our climate-controlled facilities, right? It depends on the scenario, it depends on the duration. Right. How are you guys doing in Colorado?
Yeah, it's been great because typically the containers I've used in the past actually break the concrete. So when they come off the truck, I mean, it is such a cargo container that we have to manage the concrete and these nicer properties to make sure we're not damaging the concrete as we're taking them off. So containers are super important with the fire losses. We do a ton of smoke losses, and that's why I think this is definitely a solution, and we definitely appreciate having Boxwell here. Can you tell us a little bit more about Boxwell? What is it doing for the industry at all? I mean,
how we're really unique within the industry, another thing is that we're very customer. I think Mark, resonated that we're very customer based.
Right.
So we take into consideration your feedback, your needs. We treat all of our customers just like we do family. And so as we grow our customer base, we're growing our family, and we really like the feedback, and and that's unique. Because
you guys are innovating. I just learned something a few minutes ago. I want to circle back around first though. Polyurethane. They put polyurethane all on the bottom. Is that what it's called, the plastic on the bottom? So when we drop it on the driveways, right? We never had a scratch, any of that, because they thought of that, right? That built that to spec. You can't buy that anywhere else that I know about. And we actually put the all polyurethane on our Hino trucks too. So between the truck dropping, right, and having the polyurethane in the Boxwell, it's been not an issue for us at all. But one thing I just found out from Lisa a few minutes ago, I'm not a mitigation contractor anymore, right? Contents guy only. So we don't need any of these racking systems. But now they are building these to spec, right, for mitigation contractors, air movers up top, to use down below.
Wow.
You want to respond to a large loss out of your area, right? What did you have to do previously? Get an 18-wheeler involved now, right? You just
Really?
Yeah.
you guys
I
are.
didn't
And
know about this.
we base this completely on a customer need, a restoration company that wanted this exact style container. So that just shows how we customize these to fit your needs, and that he had that specific need. He said, I need to move my, air handlers, dehumidifiers, everything inside these containers. And so we created this container for him. And since then, we've had others order the same container.
Mm-hmm.
But, if you have a unique need like that with unique sizing, unique specs, we can work with you on
Wow.
that to get you what
That's
you need.
incredible.
Yeah.
It's definitely take advantage
It makes
of
it
that.
fun.
Oh, yeah.
One other thing, you guys really responded to feedback too quick from us. I mean, I think we were some of the first ones you guys were dropping in large scale, right? Like
Yes,
with
yes.
emergency storage. And the flooring, whatever reason, I never found out the details, but it was off-gassing a lot, right? So we opened these things up, and like there was a lot of odors coming off of the flooring, you may
wow.
remember. And like we called Boxwell, and like that situation was handled both for what they had dropped and moving forward. And it's
Yes.
we've never heard anything about it. Nobody's
Yeah,
ever.
we just changed the coating on our flooring. That's another good example of, can we see this change? Can we see this improvement? And we've been doing that all along, and everybody receives those improvements based on customer feedback from one or two customers. Those improvements get implemented into our production, and then you see those improvements moving forward.
Right.
And so
They keep getting incrementally better, right?
Yeah.
I think we've got some OG like Boxwell containers, and there's like little idiosyncrasies, but like, boy, the ones that you guys are delivering now, like in our actionable insights way, we tend to be early adopters, and sometimes it's a little painful, but right now, this is a container that you guys have dialed in. I would
Yeah.
change nothing right
yeah.
now.
What is this, colors and decals and logos? What do you guys do?
Well, we do full corporate logos, so
Really?
whatever your company's name is, like with emergency storage, they have their corporate logos on there. We can do custom colors on the roof, on the corner guards, on the door panel, on the base. So if you have a bright red or bright orange, you want yours to stick out, we can go
Right.
ahead and put that on the
No
container
way.
as well.
I think I'm gonna call you.
Yeah, so they don't have to be,
I'm a branding guy, so I like marketing, I like, get my name out there.
Yeah,
so
and we
I-
have our own in-house graphic designer as
Right.
well that can help our customers with designing their logos, or even if they want a sub logo that's aside from their parent logo, we can create that as part of our service. It's no extra charge or anything to get that done. We like
You guys
to-
are dropping them branded, right? Like for us, I think they're just
Yes.
straight away branded.
Yes, we
Really?
get your
Yeah.
branding and everything. I mean, they're fully customized.
It's just
They
done. With
when
anything
they're-
else, right? You gotta buy it, then you gotta like have somebody else come
Oh,
out,
no,
and then
it's a nightmare.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's really inefficient. So
Yeah.
we're just getting them off the truck, boom, done deal.
Right.
And they go together. They've gotten really good. I think we're getting these together in about maybe 35 minutes now, like off the truck.
Oh, wow.
But I mean, because they come when you buy a flat panel. How do you call it? Pack.
Flat packed inside of
Flat
an
pack.
OSHA container, they
Right.
arrive
And so I think that's one of the ways you guys are able to find some efficiencies, right? Because
Yeah.
you ship us with the space of one, you
Yeah.
can drop
12.
in like 12.
It's like
Right.
an IKEA, then they
Right.
put it together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they've gotten good,
Yeah,
right? And we've got a system dialed in
Yeah.
that I know
Do they
not
train
much
you at all,
about.
or is it, how's that work?
So I think that you guys send folks out to get our staff dialed in.
Okay.
We do that.
once
We do
upon a
that
time.
for every customer for
Yeah.
their first order. We send a Boxwell representative out
Yeah.
to oversee the unload and then assist you on the build and teach you how to build them up. And so then for
Wow.
any repeat orders that you receive,
Mhm.
you now know how to do it, and
Yeah.
you can assemble your crews. We also offer full build services as well. If you
Yeah.
just don't have the time to build them yourself and you want them there and say, I just want them all built up, we can
Mm.
also offer that service for you.
Got it.
Oh,
That's
that
cool. I
sounds
didn't, I
great.
didn't know that. But yeah, it's turned out like, as an owner, the less you know about it, Travis, like kind of the better. Like all I know is like they flew somebody out, and then that kind of works, and like we don't have a big process for putting it together. I just know that they're whipping them out, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm
that's-
excited about this.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm having a vision of what's
It-
gonna happen.
It's legit. It
Yeah.
just gives you a lot more flexibility.
Yeah.
If you're in the contents game, so
Yeah, for sure.
like
Yeah.
it gives you a lot more flexibility. You can keep it on site. You can bring it back. There's
Yes,
nothing
please.
else like that. Like vaults aren't nearly as flexible.
Yeah, this is the next thing.
Right, I think that it is. I mean, what we need in a claims environment when we have so many different, how do I say, materially interested parties that we have to satisfy,
Right.
you need flexibility.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you and I just want to stick it in vaults every time, and like that's an idea, but it's
Yeah.
not going to work for the policyholder or the carrier every
That's
time.
the old way.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we need to be able to be responsive the same way you're responsive
Right.
to, you know, us as your client.
Right.
Like that's what the carriers, that's what the policyholders demand of Travis and I, and I
Right.
think this is a good expression of that.
Well, that's why the corporate branding is so important to us, because it's not our brand that's on the containers. When you have it, it's your brand.
Yeah.
So we want you, you know, you're displaying your brand as you get them out into
Yeah,
the
that's
marketplace. And so it's important to us that we get your branding right and your colors right, and that you're treating your customer the way that we would treat you. And
Well,
you know, that's
yeah.
the end result, is that
Yeah.
your customer's happy, then you're happy, we're happy.
You know how many calls we're getting just from dropping these things?
Well, I know, you just
Like it's just
you just sold
branding
me.
all over our town.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, they're
And
moving
it
billboards.
works for our other business,
Yeah.
right? Like, you know, it all
Yeah.
works together, but
Right.
those are moving billboards.
Oh, that's what
Yeah.
I
All my buddies, like not even in the space, are like, wow, I see your containers all over.
know, I get phone calls every day about my
Crushing it.
trucks. My
Yeah.
trucks are huge.
Yeah,
So,
but I mean,
yeah.
we've got hundreds of these out,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
I've got hundreds of billboards,
Right.
And we're effectively getting paid to
Yes,
market,
please, yeah.
which is like
Yeah.
really an interesting arbitrage.
Right.
I don't think that we really thought about it that intellectually. It just fortuitously kind of worked out. But this has been a huge driver of business for us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think a lot of restoration companies that do use the wood vaults, you mentioned wood vaults as
Mhm.
well, are probably not aware that we also do steel vaults, full
Mm.
steel vaults, which will last longer and have less decay and less repairs
Right.
than wood vaults. So just letting you know.
You know who has
Don't-
2 thumbs and did not know about the metal vaults? This guy. I did not know. I feel left
Just
out.
let your creativity roam, because you know we can do a lot more than you think we can. It's
By the way,
not
there's a new line item for that, vaults.
There you go.
Vaults. So, but yeah, we'll have to check that out. I really want to see those. Maybe actual
Fully branded
insights can
too.
like, can
So-
we set one up? You know, back in San Diego and like see
Yeah,
what
we
this thing looks like?
probably can arrange something like that. And then
Alright.
once we use the vaults and use the vinyl over it, you don't have to use the vinyl, and we can just brand the whole steel vault.
Yeah, I like that. You know, I never loved that vinyl over it look, right? I always
Yeah.
thought that kind of looked unsecure.
Yeah.
Even if it is secure, like as a homeowner, kind of gave me the impression like, yeah, anything could happen here,
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
Anyhow, you get the impression that this is a secure box, and I think that notion would express itself in the vaulting system. So I look forward to checking those out.
Yeah.
Our next video, guys, the
Yes,
vaults.
we'll do that.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Sure.
All right,
We'll bring
sounds
them.
good.
Well, thanks, Lisa.
Thank
Nice
you.
meeting
It was
Yeah,
nice
thanks
meeting
so
you.
much for coming out.
Thanks.
Yeah, but we'll see you tonight at the race of the machines. I can't wait to be there.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch.
Yeah, you're gonna be there. All right, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Thanks, Lisa.
Give me a little squeeze, thank you.
Okay.
Can I get it? Can I get it? All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
See ya.